Alright, Sports Life fans, we about to do a prediction video for the UFC 205, the Alvarez versus McGregor card. It's a stat card. So I got my son here to help me do our picks. I'm gonna do my picks. He's gonna do his picks of who we think gonna win each fight. So let's go. We got the first fight: Liz Carmouche versus Caitlin Chukagian. Now I got Chukagian winning this fight by decision. She was the former CFFC champion, which is the Cage Fury Fighting Championships. I think she's more versatile than Carmouche. I mean, Carmouche is tough, but I think the skill set of Chukagian will be able to overpower her and just beat her, and I think it'll go to decision. What you think?
I got Carmouche winning. I think
Okay.
the experience will overwhelm. I don't know how to say her name. Chuka
Chukagian?
Chukagian. Even though I think Chukagian is well rounded and she's a bigger fighter than Carmouche, I think Carmouche is gonna take her to the ground and control her and get a decision win.
Okay. Okay. Next fight, we got Jim Miller versus Thiago Alves. Who you got for that one?
I got Alvarez winning that fight. Um, Jim Miller, he's a good fighter, but he's not the same fighter when he came into the UFC.
I agree.
I think he's not consistent. He can't win back to back. But I mean you don't want to go to the ground and let him like choke you out. But I think Alves is a skill fighter, and I think he's gonna submit Miller in the second round.
Okay, so for this fight, Jim Miller versus Thiago Alves, I think if Alves wins this fight, it will be an early knockout or TKO. But if Miller can weather the early storm of Alves, because usually I think Alves is more of a front runner, I see him submitting Alves by probably like a rear naked choke. But the next fight, we got Vicente Luque versus Bilal Mohammed. These two fighters are the ones I knew the least about, but looking at their film, I see Luque getting this fight to the ground somehow and probably winning by TKO or maybe like a submission, like an armbar. Luque also on the stand up, I see that he has like a decent counter punch. He's a good counter puncher on the
Yeah,
stand up. So who do you got for that fight?
I got pretty much the same thing. Luku winning by submission in the first round. I think he's gonna control Muhammad on the ground. But I mean, it could stay on the feet and they could trade punches. But I think Luku will take him to the ground and I think he'll control him and finally probably choke him out.
Okay. Who you got for the next fight? Rafael Natal versus Tim Boach.
Um, that's a hard match because Natal he's not consistent, and then Boach he's not consistent. But I mean Boach he's still dangerous, and I think he can TKO Natal in the third round. But Natal he's a skill fighter, so I got Boach.
Got Boach. To me, Tim Boach is basically a one trick pony,
Hmm.
but I see that in this fight that one trick will be enough to beat Natal. I see Boach like knocking him out the same way that Tim Kennedy actually knocked out Natal.
Yeah,
I think that fight is a similar, and I don't know if he's going to handle the pressure of Tim Boach. So I agree with you there. I think TKO or knockout.
yeah,
Um, Next fight we got Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Michael Johnson.
that's a big fight.
That is a big fight. It's a good fight. Who do you have for that one?
I got Habib winning that fight. I think he's probably he's one of the most skilled fighters in the lightweight division, in my opinion.
It's ranked number one.
Yeah, and I think this fight should, if he wins this fight, I think he should get the next title shot. Um, but Michael Johnson, he's dangerous, and he could beat Habib, but I think Habib he's gonna overwhelm him on the ground, and he'll take his fight to a decision and win 3 rounds to 0.
Um, I think this could easily be fight of the night between
Yeah,
these two. Just depends how Michael Johnson comes out.
Yeah.
Khabib, I mean, he comes out with so much energy, and his skill set is very versatile. I like Michael Johnson, but I just see Khabib overwhelming him, and he'll probably win by TKO. You know, if he hurts Michael Johnson, I see him winning by TKO. All right, the next fight, Frankie Edgar versus Jeremy Stevens, which is another good matchup. I got out Edgar. I see Edgar outlasting Stevens to win by decision, probably in another entertaining fight. This fight stylistically just reminds me of when Edgar fought Maynard.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good comparison.
and I think that Edgar with his movements will be able to keep Stevens off of him and be able to win rounds. And I mean, Stevenson's a powerful guy, and if he lands and he hurts Edgar, that's the way he would win by knockout.
Yeah.
But other than that, I see Edgar winning this. What do you think?
I got the same thing. Edgar winning by decision, but I think he's gonna shut Stevens out. I don't think it's gonna be close. I think if Stevens wins, I think it'll be a TKO. He's gonna have to hurt Edgar, but I mean Edgar, he's still dangerous when he's hurt. I mean we saw that from whenever he fought Maynard
Right.
and Benson Henderson. I think Edgar, he's gonna just control him on the ground and on the stand up. So I got him winning by decision.
Okay. Next fight, Miesha Tate versus Raquel Pennington. Who do you got for that one?
I got Tate winning, but I mean she just came off title fight like not even that long ago, and
Chris Nunez.
yeah, this fight could go either way. But I mean Pennington, she's not bad, she's okay, but I think the experience of Tate, and I think she's gonna just control her. I think she's gonna get her on the ground, and she's just gonna, I guess, TKO her. So that's what I got.
Okay. I have to agree with you in this fight. I like Pennington. Pennington is a scrappy fighter. She'll come in and make it a fight. But I just think in every category, I think Miesha Tate has more experience, and I think she's a better fighter. And it's a good point you made about it's a short notice since she just lost a crucial loss to Amanda Nunes. But I'm gonna go with Miesha Tate by decision. You know, I think it'll be a entertaining fight, but I see Tate winning by decision. Next fight, we got Chris Weidman versus Yoel Romero. That's a big one. This one's a tough pick. You know, Weidman has the reach, and I think if he can keep Romero on the outside of him, using his jab or whatever, he might be able to handle him. And if he can take Romero to the ground, that would be bad for Romero. But something wants me to pick Romero. I think Romero, you know, it's been a while since Weidman has fought. In his last fight, he lost, of course.
He's coming off an injury, too.
And yeah, coming off an injury. I want to pick Romero, but you know what? I'm going to go with Weidman. I think Weidman will win this fight, and I think he'll win it because he'll be able to take Romero down. What do you got?
Weidman, I mean, I think he's a good fighter. He's one of the best in the middleweight division right now. But Romero, he's on another level, I think, and I think he's gonna control Weidman. I think he's gonna TKO him, and I think he's gonna do it by mistakes of Weidman, and I think he's gonna tire him out. I think he's gonna TKO him in like the last round maybe, or late second round. That's what I got.
And I didn't say how I thought Weidman went. I think it'll be a decision. I think Weidman will beat him in a decision.
I mean, that could go either way.
It's a tough fight to pick. Next fight, we got Joanna Jerkovic, the champ. I don't know if I just jacked her name up, but we all know who Joanna is. And Carolina Kowalkow. I'm going to mess her name up too. But we know it's Joanna versus Carolina. Both of them from Poland. Both of them undefeated. I think they're very similar style of fighters. They have the similar style. And when, you know, styles make fights, when you have similar fighters, I have to go with the person that I think is better at that style, and I have to go with the champion, Joanna.
Yeah.
I think the style to beat Joanna is more like what Claudia had. You're gonna have to take her down, but even in that fight, Joanna showed that she can handle that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the champion, Joanna. Carolina's a good fighter. I just think Joanna is better at what they both do.
I mean, I think Joanna, she's gonna, her striking is one of the best in the UFC, honestly.
Without a doubt, she's probably pound for pound one of the best fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I think this fight could either go to decision, and I think if it goes to this decision, I think it's gonna be a close fight, because I think Carolina, her striking is pretty good.
Yes.
But Joanna, that's her thing. Like, that's what she does best. But I mean, she's a well-rounded fighter, and I think she could either TKO her, or I think it'll go to decision. So I got her winning by decision.
Okay. I see decision as well.
Yeah.
For Joanna. Next fight up, you got Tyrone Woodley versus Stephen Thompson.
Ooh.
Another championship fight. Who do you got?
That's a tough fight, because Woodley, I like Woodley and I like Thompson. I think Woodley, if he wins, he's gonna have to take Thompson down. But Thompson, he's hard to take down, and if he gets taken down, he gets right back up. I think striking's gonna be a big factor in this fight, and I think conditioning in this fight. I think Stephen Thompson can control Woodley. I think he can outlast Woodley and take him to the decision and get the title.
So you got Thompson by decision.
Yeah.
To take the title from Woodley.
He could TKO him as well.
Yeah. This fight it's got me going back and forth, because early on I wanted to pick Woodley, but just in the with the weigh-ins, whatever, everything that happened backstage with the weigh-ins with Woodley and McGregor, it makes me wonder if Woodley is truly focused on, if he's being distracted by McGregor instead of being focused on Thompson, and that worries me when I see that, where you have to do videos and interviews about another guy that you're not fighting less than 24 hours before you have to fight to defend your title. But as far as skill wise, Woodley's the wrestler and he has good stand up. Thompson is very versatile and he's a tricky fighter. He's a, he has really good stand up. He can attack you with his feet or his hands. He does have decent takedown defense, but I think Woodley will be able to take him down. If Woodley makes this a boring fight, he can win it. If he can hold Thompson down and keep him down and just make it an ugly fight, smother him, and keep him from unleashing his skills, because Thompson has a high skill set to me. But if he can't do that and it goes into the later rounds, Woodley has an issue with conditioning. We've seen in the past, and I can see Thompson pulling it out. So I don't know. Who am I picking? I guess I'm going to go with Woodley. Hopefully he is focused. I'm going to go with Woodley to win probably a boring fight. Well, boring for some people. All right, the main card. We got the champion, Eddie Alvarez, versus Conor McGregor. Who you got?
Now it's a hard fight to pick, because before I thought it was a dumb fight. I thought Alvarez was overrated, and I thought McGregor was gonna destroy him. But then after I started looking at Alvarez's skills and his fights, he's actually a pretty good fighter. I see why he beat Dos Anjos. He's dangerous on the stand up and he can fight well on the ground. But McGregor right now, he's at the top of the UFC. And his skill set is dangerous. Very dangerous. It's just, but I think if Alvarez wins, he's gonna have to take him to the ground and control him there. But I think I could see McGregor winning this fight early or decision. I got McGregor winning.
Okay. I mean, I agree with everything you said. Definitely, the you know, Alvarez is is a talented fighter, and he's champion for a reason.
Yeah.
Connor's also champion at 145, and just stylistically in this fight, Alvarez will come out fast and on the stand up, but I think he's going to use the stand up to transition to takedowns. And if he can take Connor down, that changes the fight
Yeah.
big time.
And it's every round.
Yeah. If he can take him down and keep him down and unleash some ground and pound, he could take something out of Connor because we're not sure on Connor's stamina either.
Yeah.
You know, that's been in question as well for him. And a lot of times he ends fights early, so we don't have to see it. And I know he just did 5 rounds with Nate, and he seemed like he was on the edge of gassing in that fight by the 3rd round.
We saw it in the first fight against Diaz. I mean, that's why he got beat. I mean,
he gassed.
He gassed out, and
yeah,
he basically gave up.
And I'm just thinking game plan wise, I think that's what Alvarez is going to try to do, is try to. He doesn't believe that Conor has enough in the tank, and I think he's going to try to wear him out, take him down, make the fight go into the later rounds, and get the victory. And it's possible, but all that can end with one Conor McGregor left hand.
Yeah.
And, he's got power to knock you out, and if he hurts Alvarez, Conor knows how to finish. He's going to jump all over him.
Right.
But if Conor can keep it stand up and he can defend the takedown, then I got Conor. But I just think Alvarez, stylistically, I got to go with Eddie Alvarez. I think he'll beat him. He'll be able to take him down, and I think he'll be able to drain some energy and possibly win by TKO. That's what I'm going to go with. So there you have it. Let us know what y'all think, Sports Life fans. All right. Watch the fights.